We'll start how we usually start, having a seat in a position that's comfortable for you. Sorry, I left my little books over here. Why don't you lay down? And of course, just taking the time, you can hold the chair if that helps to broaden the chest and lift the chest. And then as you let the eyes close, just take some full breaths and appreciate that fresh air coming in and out of your lungs. We're not at the very beginning of the day, but it's still early. Maybe we haven't quite flushed out whatever nighttime sluggishness remains. As it gets warmer out, I've been able to wake up a little bit more promptly, but sometimes it takes some time. So just let the breath move through you and enjoy the refreshing feeling that it gives. And I'm going to read a really brief little passage from How to Sit by Thich Nhat Hanh. And I just really, I've been feeling celebratory with the season change and everything. So I was drawn to it because the title is A Celebration. If you are breathing mindfully in and out, you already have insight. Everyone is breathing, but not everyone is aware that they are doing so. When you breathe in mindfully, you realize that you are alive. If you weren't alive, you wouldn't be breathing in. To be alive is the greatest of all miracles, and you can rejoice in that. When you breathe in this way, your breath is a celebration of your life. So just be for another couple minutes with that celebration. As we sit for another minute, just notice if there's places along the pathway of your inhale and exhale that feel a little stuck or a little harder to move through. And without judgment or force, just see if you can gently smooth those places out. Can you keep your whole in-breath steady and smooth, and your whole out-breath steady and smooth? And that's an incremental change. It's not always easy to move past those stuck points. So again, don't judge them, but notice them. And just see if you can work to even, steady breaths. And then gently let your eyes float open. Okay, we're going to do a little strengthening stuff today, just in this revving up for the season. I'm not going to be growing food full time this year, but I'm feeling so excited because I get to start a bunch of little pepper plants, and for our hot sauce business and for my own joy, plants just for me to eat and enjoy. And I've been thinking like, oh, I gotta kind of get back into that mode, right? That moving all the time mode, away from that sort of quieter, more internal mode. So you don't need to turn sideways. I just want you to see real quick before we go forward, this arm position, because we're gonna work with our arms straight out ahead of us from our shoulders. And then we're gonna try to isolate just the lower arm coming in and out. So the upper part of this arm stays flat the whole time and doesn't move up or down. There'll be kind of a desire to sort of bring it up and down, but we're gonna try to resist that and just keep it straight out. So when we do that work, that's your goal, is to really keep them straight out from the shoulders and only move the lower part of the arm, okay? So let's take a big roll of the shoulders back, open the chest. Do that one more time, shoulders forward, and then feel the blades come down the back and open the chest. See if you can keep this big open chest now and raise your arms up straight out from the shoulders. Now keeping the upper arm still, lower arm just bends in and out. We're gonna go for 10. Keep those elbows up. This is 4, 5, feel the shoulder blades still in the back. Keep breathing. This is 9, elbows up, and 10. And then bring the arms down and swing them back up, long body. Take a couple deep breaths. Now open the arms out to the side. Palms are facing the ceiling. You're gonna make little circles with the arms. Just little circles, keeping the arms straight and strong. Circles maybe the size of like a little tea plate. Yeah, so not super big. Keep going. You might feel some work in the upper arms now. See if you can enjoy that work and breathe. Keep the face quiet. Maybe smile. Smiling helps release the face muscles. And then reverse that circle, other way. Keep breathing. Little more. And then lift the arms back up. Long body. And let them drop down. Shake it out. Let's just take a little break and do a couple head circles. 2 or 3 in one direction. And then go the other way. Just take your own speed here. Notice what parts of the neck are a little bit stiffer, and maybe move slowly through that area. Send some breath to help release. We hold a lot of tension in the throat and the neck and the shoulders. And then bring that head back on top of the spine. Big shoulder roll back, broaden the chest, press the shoulder blades into the back, and then lift those arms straight up again. Lower arm moves 10 times, keeping those elbows up. Upper arm does not shift. This is 6. Keep breathing, smiling. Bring the arms down and then swing them back up, long through the sides of the body. Take a couple breaths. And open the arms wide. Go for those little circles. If you can remember which direction you went first last time, go the other way first. If you can't remember, it doesn't matter. But little circles, keeping the arms super straight, breathing. Start to feel a little burn. Enjoy it. Just keep breathing. Getting those arms ready for gardening. And switch. Or whatever else you do. My mind's just on growing things. I can't help it. That's what this part of the year is all about. Keep going. And lift those arms straight up, long through the fingertips, deep breath in and out. And then let them drop by your sides and shake it out. Do some wrist circles. Other way. Okay, now you're gonna take your hands and like you're doing a stop, don't go there. Press out through the heels of the hands all the way out to your right and left. Try to keep the fingertips as best you can pointing straight to the ceiling and reach through the wrists. You feel a stretch there. And then keep the arms straight, keep the hands flexed and rotate so that the fingertips now face down to the floor and reach through the inner arm. I feel the stretch all the way through my fingertips, opening up those tendons and ligaments. And then bring the arms up and point the fingers straight up now. And again, release. Shake it out, roll the wrists. One more time. Press the palms away, fingertips face to the ceiling. And then rotate the arms, keep them straight, fingertips face to the floor. Really reach the fingertips down, stretch out through the wrists, and then lift the arms up, point the fingertips straight up to the ceiling, and release it down. Do some shoulder circles, whatever you need to do to let that go. And then you can hold on to the chair for this next part if that's easier for you. Take the legs a little closer together. They can't quite touch, that's okay, but just a little narrower. And then reach one leg straight out and see if you can keep the toes pointing to the ceiling, but take it out to the side a little bit, and then back. Try for 5. And back. Reaching through the heel, toes point to the ceiling. That's 3. 4, any amount, even just a couple inches is great. And then release that. And you can go ahead and circle the ankle a little bit, shake the leg out a little bit. Other side, reaching straight out through the heel. Keep those toes to the ceiling, just a little open. And back in. And open. And back in. This is 3. Keep breathing, lift up through the spine, smile. This is 5. Shake it out, circle the ankle. Do whatever you need, let that go. Now sit up tall again, back to the first leg. Now like you're drawing those same circles we did, like the T-plate size circles to the right and left. Now extend that leg, one leg, and draw those same circles with the heel. Same size circle as if you had a pencil sticking out from the heel, carve that into the air, and then switch directions. And let it go. Circle the ankle, whatever feels good, right? You can kind of lift that knee up, shake it out a little bit, just let the work go. And massage the quad a little. Other side, extend the leg. Make those circles with the heel. Notice my toes are pointing straight up the whole time. Getting a little big with my circles there. Try to stay with that T-plate size circle. Other way. And shake it out. Okay, let's stand up. Anybody that needs to stay seated, all of that can be repeated, right? It's good strengthening work. Everyone that wants to stand up, you can just get out of your chair. We'll come to standing. You have a dog on your mat, you can pull your mat out from under your dog. I don't know if anybody else has that problem. Let me switch my camera just a little bit. Okay, go for a little bit of a wider stance to begin. Actually, go nice and wide. Let's open the legs up a little bit. And then take that big shoulder roll back like we did in the chair. Bring the blades into the back and bring the arms straight up. And now let's go one arm at a time, and you'll bend the knee as you go. This is 2. Keep those elbows up. This is 4. Maybe you feel a little bit engagement with the abdominal muscles now. This is 6. Keep the elbows up, but shoulders down, blades in the back. Keep smiling. Well, this might be one extra, that's okay. And then bring the arms down and swing them up. Press into the heels and reach up through the fingertips. And open the arms nice and wide. And let's do our little circles. And other way. Keep breathing and smiling. Shoulder blades are down the back, towards the floor, not lifting up to the ears. A little more. And bring the arms straight up. And let them drop down, shake it out. Now if you can, bring the arms up to the chest, and then bend the knees and jump the feet together. And let's try going back out just for some practice. Bring the arms up, bend the knees, jump the feet nice and wide. One more time. Bring the arms up, bend the knees, jump the feet together. And then you can take your hands on your hips, go with one leg straight out. Now I'm going to see if I can make a bigger circle on the floor. It's actually kind of like a half circle. So still drawing with my heel, drawing a half circle all the way to the back, and then back to the front. Just a little balance practice. All the way to the back, and back to the front. I am moving on top of this leg a little bit, right? The body has to shift, but stay lifting up long. Like somebody's pulling you up right from the crown of the head. Long, 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 the whole time. Couple more. Let's do this last one. And then stay on this leg, shake this one out. A little bit more balance. Might need to use your arms, but just shake it out, circle the ankle, and then bring it down. Stand on 2 feet. Bring the arms up for a moment. Big breath in and out. And then hands down by the side. Other leg. Still drawing with that heel and lifting up. We don't want to collapse onto this leg and be heavy, but lift, lift, lift. Bring that leg back. Little semicircle, and then to the front. Balance isn't about holding tight and being static. It's actually about learning to be comfortable with all those little micro adjustments that are always happening, right? Our body's constantly working to keep us upright. So learning to breathe through these moments of balance and let the shifts happen instead of getting tense is a really important thing. Couple more. Keep with this balance for a moment. Shake that leg out. You can use your arms. Whatever you need to do, you can challenge yourself a little bit. Can you take that leg back, side, front, and then bring it down and lift the arms up. Couple deep breaths. Okay, arms to the chest, bend the knees, jump wide. Arms to the chest, bend the knees, jump together. One more time, arms to the chest, bend the knees, jump wide. Let's do our big shoulder circles back. This will be our last go. Arms up, bend the knee and bend one elbow. And this is second side. 2, 3, 4. Elbows up, keep smiling, shoulders down. Almost there, this is 9 and 10. Bring the arms down, swing them up. Let's just do a couple big arm circles to finish off here. Keep breathing and reverse the circles. And then arms wide. Bring the hands to the chest. Bend the knees, jump the feet together. Hands to the chest, bend the knees, jump wide. Last time, hands to the chest, bend the knees, jump the feet together. Bring the arms up. And then shake it all up. Shake one leg out, other leg out. Shake the body out if you want to hang over for a minute. Let the head go. Just release all the work. Take some deep breaths. And then you can find your way back to either being seated in the chair or any comfortable position now, right? We're quieting down, so you can lay flat, you can sit on the floor, sit on your chair, whatever feels right to you today. And when you get to wherever you're headed, just let the eyes close and take some deep breaths. I'm going to give you a moment before I read anything, just to sort of notice what has changed now. How is your breath moving now? And I've brought this up before, and I'll probably bring it up a million more times because we read it in a book, and it's something that, and I think the first Thich Nhat Hanh, the How to Relax that we went through, and I can't remind myself enough of this, of learning to recognize when you're in a thinking brain versus an observing brain. And not all of us, but many of us tend towards the thinking, right? We kind of grasp that. So can we learn to make the shift to the observing brain? So as you're settling back down, you don't have to do anything to your breath. You don't have to analyze it or decide whether what's happening is good or bad. Just watch it and notice. Yeah, you're in a different place now than you were 25 minutes ago when we began. And all you need to do is observe. Thinking of that celebration of breath, that even just breathing is a celebratory act. What a great thing. You're having, a rough day. We've talked about the breath as a refuge before. That's some language that has come up. Also a celebration, right? What do you need today? Do you need a little bit of a safe haven? A little bit of a celebratory feeling? Your breath is there for all of it. And now I'm going to share another one of our little readings from Mindfulness on the Go. So another exercise that's offered here. And this one really ties in for me with this idea of a celebration. And of course, the title is Say Yes. And it's addressed later on in some of the analysis of this lesson, which I won't read, or this practice rather, which I won't read all of it. But obviously, this reading comes with the caveat that boundaries are also important, right? We know that. But this is a little bit of an exercise, and it says, in this practice, we say yes to everyone and everything as it happens. When you notice the impulse to disagree, consider whether it is really necessary. Could you just nod or even be silent but pleasant? Whenever it is not dangerous to you or others, agree with others and what is happening in your life. This task helps us see how often we take a stance that is negative or oppositional. If we are able to watch our mind when someone is talking to us, particularly if they are asking us to do something, can we see our thoughts forming defenses and counter-arguments? Can we resist the desire to disagree verbally when the issue is not critical? Can we watch our mental and physical attitude to things that arise throughout a typical day. So maybe that resonates with you, maybe it doesn't, but it definitely resonated with me. And that idea, of course, that we need boundaries, but when do we push those boundaries into just a consistent negative or counter state of mind? And with that idea of celebration, right, which of course was initially about the breath, but can we celebrate other people and celebrate the things that are happening in our life, even if maybe it's not something we expected or not what we thought we wanted or not what we thought we wanted to hear, right? Instead of jumping into that, how do I counter this? Can we just say yes and agree to celebrate that moment, that person? A couple more minutes to be with your breath. Let whatever has come up for you in this practice, just sit with it, observe it, right? We don't need to change anything right now or do anything. Just be in that observing mind. And after your next exhale, just gently let the eyes float open and see if you can, instead of the eyes jutting out to take on the day, see if you can just be receptive, let whatever's around you come to you, and stay in this gentler place even as you wake back up. Happy Wednesday, everybody.